I was just at the beach the other day. I went to another bay, just the one over from our house, and did another sound recording of the ocean sounds. That's a 15-minute long sound bite from the rocks in Cox Bay. And so if you're ever looking for some ocean sounds to do your Shavasana too, if you want a 15-minute Shavasana, you can go into the sound section and get that video. It's downloadable too. So if you wanted to take it off and put it on your device, you can do that. So find your seat. We're going to be doing yoga for spring today. Thanks for coming, everybody. It's good to see you guys. Good morning. Find your comfortable seat and bring your hands together at your heart. So the cycles of the seasons are often a good place to start when we're choosing our practice. You can go ahead and close your eyes. Just allow yourself to become quiet and still. And so the season of spring, there's this natural inclination for us to want to start to get up and go, right? The energy starts to come back and we start to feel like we want to move. The lethargy starts to lift. So let's just take a couple of nice cleansing breaths here to center. So you can inhale through your nose. Exhale a long sigh. Take one more of those cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And I'm going to chant 3 Oms here. You're welcome to join me as a way of cleansing this space for practice and tuning ourselves in. So we'll take a deep inhale. Another exhale. Chant or listen 3 sounds of Om. Inhale. One more with a little smile. Notice the space that creates that vibration. Gently bow your head towards your inner teacher, just making a commitment to follow your own inner guidance. Almost before you listen to my verbal instructions, following your own inner voice as well. And then gently release your hands. And we'll start with some Sifi circles to warm up the spine. So we're going to inhale as we lean forward and exhale as we come to the side and back. So you're pulling the belly in, tucking the chin, and inhaling to the side and forward, lifting the chin, drawing the shoulders back, and exhaling back. And just continue with your own breath, setting the pace for you. This is a great thing about your yoga practice, especially at home. You get to go your own speed. You kind of get to do your own thing without worrying about what the rest of the class is doing. Just getting to listen to yourself a little bit more and take what you need from the practice, which is what we really should be doing all of the time. It's just sometimes easier when you're at home and you don't have that sort of getting caught up with the crowd mentality. We do it without even thinking. Change direction, go around the other way. So you're inhaling forward, exhaling back. Just kind of checking out how that feels in the hips and the back. And just gently warming up the spine. Good. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and come back to the center. We're going to stretch the arms and legs out, actually legs. So straightening legs forward. Bring your arms forward as well. And we're going to circle the wrists, just warming up the wrist joints a little bit. And then also you're going to circle the ankles. This is a coordinating ankles and wrists to go at the same time. It sometimes feels like patting your belly or patting your head and rubbing your belly. Go both directions, change direction, go around the other way. And just continue to let your breath flow in that nice, long, deep rhythm. So it's interesting when we chant Om, it's sort of a way of delineating, making a crossover line between our daily mundane life and our yoga practice time, which is quite sacred time that we spend with ourselves, right? Release your hands down, bend your knees, take your feet wide. You can lean back on your hands and just do some gentle windshield wipers with the knees here. So just slowly waking up the body bit by bit, starting slow, and then we'll move into some more stronger moves as we go. Continuing to breathe. Notice if one side feels a little tighter than the other. You might be coming off of your blanket here. I always seem to shift forward when I do this. And that's okay to be right on the floor. Nice long breath. I always notice this trend in the however many years I've been teaching. In the springtime, all the more stronger active classes get busier and the relaxation classes get quieter. And then when winter comes, it goes the other way. People are hibernating, they want to do restorative yoga. Summertime too is strangely very calm as well. Okay, so let's come into a Z sit. Oh, hi Sandra, hi Susan, hi Judy. Come into a Z sit with your feet over to the right side. Place the top of your left foot against the right knee with your toes overhanging just a little bit. Place your left hand, your left palm flat on the floor behind you with the fingers pointing towards the wall or towards the corner of the room. We're going to bring this right arm out to the right side. And as you inhale, sweep that right arm down and up. Inhaling and opening the arms wide. So taking a big sweep through the air. And then as you exhale, bring it all the way back down and out. Inhale to sweep it down and up. Open the arms wide, lift the chest, and exhale to sweep it down. See if you can let your breath be the same length as the movement. If you want to, you can add in hips lifting up. If it's comfortable, if your knees allow, you can lift your hips up or not. Just see how it feels in your wrist, in your shoulder, and all of that. If it's too much, just keep the hips on the ground and just do the arm. And just continue with your breath as your guide. Exhaling, exhaling all the way down and inhaling, inhaling all the way up. And we're gonna do one more. Next time your arms up, hold here, keep breathing. So really reaching the arms wide, lifting the heart. Even if your hips are on the ground, think about lifting the chest, a little bit of a back bend there. One more nice big breath here with a smile. Waking up, welcoming the spring. Come on, spring, let's have it. And then as you exhale, slowly release the hand and the hips down. And we're gonna fold over the left knee. So line the left knee up with the center of your chest and gently fold forward. Hey, Sarah, you made it, yay. Good, I'm just taking a couple of breaths here. Now, if you find that quite, squishy in the belly and you can't breathe, just come up a little bit so that it's not so compressed. So make sure you can breathe here. Just take a couple of ha breaths. Releasing the tension in the jaw. Good, and we're gonna walk ourselves back up. Windshield wiper the knees to the other side. They call this a Z sit because it kind of makes the letter Z, or the shape, sort of ish. Yoga, everything's sort of ish. The top of your right foot touching the left foot. Let your right hand rest down. Take your left arm out to the left side, and as you inhale, bring the arm down and up in a big arc. Open the arms wide. Give the world a big hug. As you exhale, swinging it back down. And this is a big movement, right? So synchronizing it with breath. So you're inhaling, inhaling, inhaling the whole time you're coming up. Exhaling, exhaling, exhaling the whole time you're coming down. And you're welcome to add the hips lifting if you want to, or not. Listen to your body, what you need to take from the practice and what you don't. Good, nice. Yeah, just think about keeping arms open wide. Yeah. Last one, when we reach up, we're gonna hold here, continue to breathe. So think about really reaching from fingertip to fingertip. If you're lifting the hips, lifting the heart, breathing here, opening arms wide with a smile. And one more breath. You guys got that, nice. And then as you exhale, slowly release down and fold over the right knee. We call this sleeping animal pose. I dreamt about sleeping animal pose last night. I dreamt about explaining to some kids about why it's called, we were trying to figure out why is it called sleeping animal pose. It's a couple ha breaths, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good, and we'll go ahead and walk ourselves up. Okie dokie, let's come into tabletop. We'll come into hands and knees. And I'm gonna offer a couple of options here. So first option is from tabletop, pad the knees as you need to, as you want to or need to. Place the wrists under the shoulders. Set up the hands so the forefingers, the pointer fingers are parallel to each other. And the fingers are spread nice and wide. Now the gentle version of this, we're gonna bring the right knee up with the leg bent, and we're gonna lift the right hip up. So the hips can stay level, right? Right hip is level with the left, or you can lift the right hip right up and bring your right hand onto fingertips. So the knee is bent, and we're opening this right hip up to the side. Now you can stay here if you want to with your right hand on fingertips, or if you're feeling a little bit adventurous, you can reach your right arm up. And I'm keeping that right leg bent, the knee bent, sort of a modified half moon. So it's up to you if you want to lift the right hand or keep the right hand down for a bit of stability. I'm just taking a couple of breaths here. And then we're going to straighten the right leg, flex the foot, and then bend the knee. We'll do that just a couple of times. Straighten the right leg and bend the knee. We'll do that one more time. And bend the knee. Keep breathing. If you have the hand reaching up, release the hand down, release the knee down. Yeah. Nice. Come into puppy pose here. That can feel like quite a workout for your hip muscles. Take puppy, bring your hands wider than your mat, fingertips on the mat, lower the head down, and just take a couple of breaths. It doesn't matter if your forehead touches the ground or not here, just melting the heart. Take a couple of breaths. A little stretch for the upper back here. Nice. All right, and when you're ready, go ahead and come back up to tabletop. Spread the fingers. You want that nice foundation. Spread the fingers wide. Lift the left knee. And then lift the left hip up. Lift the left hip and stack it over the right hip. Now you can bring your left hand onto fingertips if you want to, or you can stretch the left arm up. If you're looking for a little more stability, one thing that can help is the toes that are on the ground. If you bring those toes over to the right side of the mat, right? If you take them off the mat and pivot them over to the right, that will actually lend stability here for you. All right, so then we're going to straighten the left leg so it's parallel to the floor, and then bend the left knee. Let's do that a couple of times. Extend and bend. Nice, you're breathing, good. And then bend the final time. Release the left arm down, release the left knee down. And come back to puppy, or if you want to, take downward dog here. So puppy pose that we just did, where the hands are wide, or lifting the hips and stretching back. If you feel like you want to throw a downward dog in there, please feel free. Nice long breath. Good, nice, beautiful. That looks great, Sue. That looks great, Nancy. Nice. Good, Sari. Good. Let's lower the knees. Come down to the mat. Bring the right foot forward and then left foot forward. Step up to the top of the mat and come into forward bend. Feet parallel, hip distance apart. Let's take a nice exhale breath here. Feel free to bend your knees as much as you want to. On your next inhale breath, reverse swan dive. Squeeze your belly, come all the way up. Reach arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good, we're gonna do a little arm breathing here. So cleansing breath to invite spring energy in. This is spring cleaning breath. So our arms reach up. When you pull your hands down and make fists, your thumbs are on the inside of your hands. So you reach up as you inhale, and then exhale, bring the hands down, thumbs are on the inside. So it's an inhale through the nose, reach up. Exhale through the nose, pump the belly in, draw the perineum in and up. Again, inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, draw the belly in, out. Strong exhale as you bring the arms down. It's like you're puffing the air out your nose, sniffing out into its tissue. Powerful exhale. Good, that looks good. Keep going. Big inhale, big exhale. We'll do 3 more. Really oxygenating here. 2, 3, inhale, reach up. Hold the breath for a moment. Unless you have a headache or high blood pressure, then you can release the breath. Hold, and then gently exhale, release your arms down. Woo. So just notice how that feels. You can feel the energy in the arms, the shoulders, the tingling, a little bit of brightness. Bring hands together in the heart center. Take an exhale breath here. We'll start to flow. Breathe out. Inhale, reach arms up. Draw your belly in towards your spine. Exhale, lean to the left side, little side bend. Keep the heart lifted. Inhale back to center. Press the feet down. Exhale, lean right. Squeezing belly in. Inhale, center. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, flat back, coming all the way down. Inhale, half lift, hands to the knees, look up. Nice, good. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, squeeze belly, reach up. Exhale, lean left, little side bend, squeezing the belly in. Inhale back to center, reach up in the middle. Exhale, lean right, lengthen the side body. Good, with a smile, inhale back to center. Exhale, swan dive again. You can bend your knees here as much as you need, especially if you have back issues. Inhale, lift halfway. Good, nice. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse dive. Squeeze belly in. Reach arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good, let's do one more. Inhale, reach up. Squeeze belly. Exhale, lean left. Inhale, center, reach up in the middle. Strong legs. Exhale, lean right. Inhale, center. Exhale, swan dive. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Good, keep breathing here. If you have a blanket on your mat or something in the way, just move that off to the side. We're gonna step back to a plank or a baby plank. So you can come to hands and knees. If you're on hands and knees, then you'll need your blanket under the knees maybe. Coming into baby plank, lean forward over the hands until you're a straight line from shoulders to knees. Full plank, if you want to, lift the knees, you're straight line from shoulders to heels. Squeezing the belly in. If you need to adjust where your hands are so that your wrists are under your shoulders, go ahead and do that. So wrists under the shoulders, hold here and breathe. Squeezing the belly in. Wherever you are, whether you're in baby plank or full plank, we're all squeezing the front body in and up towards the back body and trying to come into a straight line and breathe and smile all at the same time. All right, one more breath. And then as you exhale, slowly lower down. You can use knees if you want. Gently release, come all the way down to the mat. Woo-wee. Point your toes back, keep breathing here. Hands are by the ribs. Press your toenails down into the mat. Feel your knees lift. Lift your shoulders up. And then as you inhale, curl your heart up. Little baby cobra. As you exhale, slowly curl back down. Keep pressing your toenails down into the mat. Inhale, lift the shoulders, lift the head, curl back up. Just using your back muscles, not even pushing with your hands. As you exhale, slowly curl back down. Let's do one more. Inhale and curl up. Open the chest, smile. Good, that looks good. Exhale and curl back down. Keep breathing here. Slide your elbows underneath your shoulders. Come into Sphinx Pose. So elbows under the shoulders, forearms parallel. Good, and just taking a couple of breaths here. Toes are pointing straight back. Good, and we're gonna go ahead and curl the toes under. Slide your elbows a tiny bit back. So just sliding them a little bit back closer to the ribs. We're gonna squeeze the belly in and press up. Now you can press up to the knees, or you can lift your knees first if you want it harder, and then squeeze your belly, lift your hips, coming into a little plank, and then lowering the knees, coming into child's pose. Woo. Taking a breath or two in child's pose here. You can make them ha breaths if you want. Whatever you need to release that sort of effort that you just put into your cobras and your planks. Let's take a honeybee here. So big inhale, long hum, teeth apart. Good, on your next inhale, lift up to table. Woo. Step your right foot forward between your hands. So you can lift the hand to bring the foot up. And then we're gonna lift the back knee up off the mat. Now you might need blocks under your hands here. If you do, find your blocks or your books. And how you know, do you need blocks or books? Just if the floor is really hard to reach, or if you can't breathe, you can use the blocks to make your arms longer. And then we're gonna check that the front knee is over the front ankle. So you've got that nice alignment of the joints stacked, blocks on either side of the foot. Good, we're gonna lift the back heel up over the back toes, giving the back toes a big stretch. And then press the back heel back, feeling a little stretch in the calf or the lower leg sometimes. And then again, lift the back heel up and over the back toes, feeling the stretch in the toes. Good, and then again, press the back heel back. I'm just doing that a couple more times, lifting the heel, big stretch in the soles of the feet, pressing the heel back. Good, one more time. Good, nice. Let's step the back foot forward a little bit, about a foot. Step the back foot forward about a foot, and then bring the back heel down towards the mat. Walk your hands up your front thigh, come up to standing. If you're feeling a little bit tipsy, a little bit wobbly, and it's not because you had a glass of wine before yoga class this morning, just walk your right foot over to the right side of the mat a little. That will give you a bit more stability. Square your hips to the front. The back foot, heel is moving towards the floor. Bend your knee in the front, reach your arms up. Heel down, warrior one. Oh, good, here come the mowers. First time that the landscapers have returned since the winter. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears, find your smile. And remember, you don't have to be in the deepest lunge of your life. You could be in just a little gentle bend in the front knee. That's how you can modify this and make it a bit gentler. And let's take a couple of breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Nicely done. That looks beautiful, everybody. Let's release, bring hands down. If you have those blocks handy, put your hands on the blocks. We're going to walk the blocks forward a little bit and lift the left leg off the floor. So we're going to see if we can lift that left leg parallel to the floor with the left toes pointing down towards the floor. And you can lift your torso up so it's also parallel to the floor. So hips are level. And then gently release your left leg down to the mat. Now you might be kind of off to the right side of your mat. That's okay, we can fix that. Come into forward bend. Ooh la la. On your inhale, reverse swan dive. Reach arms up, come all the way up to standing. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. So before we do the other side, we're going to do a little breath of joy. So you can step your feet wider than your hips apart. So it's that inviting, that refreshing energy of spring. Put a little soft bend in the knees. Toes are pointing out. We'll inhale as we reach the arms up. Then we'll inhale again and inhale again. And then exhale out the mouth as we swing the arms down. And a big ha breath. So we're going to do 3 rounds like that. So let's exhale, soften the knees. Inhale, reach arms up. Inhale again. Inhale again. Exhale. Coming down. Good. Again. Inhale, reach up. Inhale again. Inhale again. Exhale. Good. Last one. In, and exhale out. Yes. Good. That looks great. Let your arms hang here. Let your neck and head hang. Just letting your torso hang from the hips. Feeling a bit of traction. Knees are a little bit bent. Take a ha breath here. Inhale, nose, and exhale, a sigh. Good. And bring your hands to your knees. Press your hands into your knees. Lift your head, lift your heart. And press up with a flat back. Yeah, that's it. Nice. Beautiful. Nicely done, everybody. Good. Heel toe your feet back to mountain pose, hip distance apart, hands to the heart. Take a nice cleansing breath. Inhale, nose, exhale, sigh out the mouth. Okay, here we go again. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, look up, open the chest. Good, exhale, fold, beautiful. Inhale, step back to plank pose or baby plank pose. So however you need to get there, through hands and knees. If you're using knees, feel free to pad the knees. Wrists as wide as shoulders, straight line from shoulders to knees or shoulders to hips, breathing, smiling, squeezing the belly in and feeling the strength of your upper body. We'll hold for 3, 2, good, 1, and slowly exhale down, release, and come to the belly. Good. Whew, nice. Point the toes straight back, slide the hands beside the ribs. Same setup for our baby cobra. Press the toenails down into the mat. Feel the knees lift. Lift your shoulders up. As you inhale, lift your head, your heart, and your shoulders. As you exhale, curl the heart back down. Do that 2 more times with your breath. Using just your back muscles, right? I'm not really pressing with my hands, maybe just a tiny bit, but mostly back is being used here. Do 1 more, finish the one that you're on, and slowly release down. Good, slide your elbows under your shoulders, come into Sphinx Pose. Take a couple of breaths here. Okay. And we're going to press up from the forearms here. I find it easier if you slide the elbows a tiny bit back. If the elbows are further forward, it's really hard to push up. If you bring the elbows back by the ribs, then you've got more leverage. Curl your toes under, squeeze your belly in, either leaving the knees on the mat and lifting just the hips, or if you want to make it harder, lift your knees first, squeeze your belly in, and then press up. Then come into child's pose or downward dog. So your knees coming down if you're moving into child's pose. Or you can choose downward dog here if you want a little more active. Wherever you are, give yourself 1 honeybee breath, teeth apart, inhale. Good, beautiful. Now release, coming back up to table. We're lowering the knees. Step the left foot between the hands. You can find your blocks, find your high lunge, lift the back knee. And we're back in that sort of setup for warrior 1. But first we're going to start with the knee over the ankle in the front, right? Back heel is lifted. You're going to lift the heel way up over the toes to stretch the toes, and then press the back heel back. Lift the back heel up, stretch the toes. Whew, good toe therapy there. And press the heel back. You're also using the leg muscles quite intently in the back leg to make that action. I'm getting a little bit of a hip stretch here. Just remember to breathe as you move between those two. And you can make it more challenging if you slow it down. It's actually easier to do something fast. You can kind of use momentum to go forward and back. But if you really slow it down, that's when you have to use lots of fine motor muscle control to control the movement. And it also gives you more time to feel than when we throw our bodies around lots. Okay, nice. Okay, let's step the back foot forward about a foot. Let the back heel come down. Walk yourself up. And again, if you feel like you're in a tightrope, simple solution, walk your left foot over to the left side, the front foot, walk it over to the left side. Bring the back heel down, square your hips to the front. Bend into your front knee. Reach arms up, warrior one. Good. Nicely done. With the heel down in the back, you might find that you're trying to square your hips to the front, but it causes the heel to lift. That's normal, that's natural. It might also make your back knee feel a little tweaky. If it does, don't try to force your hips to square so much. Just let them be kind of in a comfortable position that doesn't trigger the knee in the back in any way. So moving the back leg towards straight, but don't worry if it has a little bend in it. And just smile and enjoy the essence of the pose, the essence of the warrior archetype and energy here. And we'll hold one more breath. Nicely done. And then gently release. Bring hands down. Good. Bring your blocks back into play. Keep breathing here. Walk your blocks forward. Lift your back leg parallel to the floor. Have your right toes pointing down. Hips are level. Breathing here. And then gently release. Bring both legs down. Find your forward bend. Letting the body soften and rest in forward bend. Okay, on your inhale breath, reverse swan dive, reach up, come up all the way up, reach arms up, keep breathing, lift your heels, come into palm tree pose. Lift your heels, breathe, keep your gaze steady on one point. Relax your shoulders, smile. I always say it's such good therapy for the feet, just to try to stand on tiptoes. It helps to realign the muscles and the bones of the feet and create strength and stability. Good, when you're ready, release arms down, heels down, hands to the heart. Stand tall, take a cleansing breath. Woo, we did it. Yay, hula dance, hula dance. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple balancing poses and then we're gonna move back down to the floor. So since we were working on eagle, we did this on Sunday. We're gonna take eagle pose here. So bring your arms out to the sides. Cross your left arm under your right. Wrap your arms up, maybe self-hug, or if it's available, you can wrap and twist the arms up so that the hands, the fingers can hook or connect or palms can touch. But if that doesn't happen, just self-hug is great. Good, now we're gonna sit down into a little chair pose. So you can drop the hips down. We're gonna shift the weight into the right foot, lift the left foot. Good. Now you've got options here. You can cross your left foot over at the ankle and keep the toes on the floor, modified version. Or if you're feeling super excited, you can cross at the thighs and squeeze the thighs together. This is always my tricky side. Sitting down like you're sitting in an imaginary chair. And keep your gaze steady on one point. Breathe. Don't worry if you fall over, that's all part of the fun. Good, and then release. Reach your arms up, come back to standing. And take a nice cleansing breath here. Inhale and exhale. Good. It's like kind of hitting the reset button when we pause and breathe in between. Let's try the other side. If you're feeling really unstable, you can do this with one hip touching the couch or touching a wall. Don't be shy about using support. So right arm's going to cross under the left. Good. Find your eagle arms or your self-hug. Sit down into your chair. Squeeze your belly in a little bit here. And then lift your right knee. Keep your gaze steady on one point. Cross either on the upper legs or the ankles. Squeeze the thighs together and sit down in your chair. Squeezing the thighs. Breathe. Beautiful. That looks beautiful, everybody. Nicely done. Wow, the focus. Let's go ahead and come all the way out. Reach arms up. And release back to standing. Take a couple of shoulder rolls. You're releasing any tension in the shoulders. Good. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Taking that hand clasp. Move the heels of the hands towards each other. Keep the elbows bent. Bend your knees. Take an inhale, lift up through the front body. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. So just to release through the shoulders, upper back. You can turn the head and neck a little side to side. Keep the knees soft. And think about shoulders lifting up towards the ceiling. So not allowing them to dump down, but lifting them up. Yeah, nicely done. Release hands down. Good. You're gonna step back, come to hands and knees. And then sink hips back for a little wide knee child's pose. You can take the knees wide. Let the forehead rest down on the mat or on your hands. And just pause and let your breath soften here with a smile. While you're here, I want you to think about one thing, positive quality about yourself that's really good about you. Something you're really good at, or a positive characteristic. And just take a moment and acknowledge yourself for that wonderful quality that you possess. And there's many, there's several, but just pick one. And appreciate yourself for that amazing quality that you have. Go you. And then go ahead and walk yourself up. We're going to come to seated. So you can bring your feet to the side and stretch your legs out in front. We're going to keep the knees bent. And we're going to set up for a boat pose. So you can start with your hands on your knees. And what I want you to focus on here is focusing on lifting the chest up. So we're going to puff up the chest and draw the shoulders back. And notice how nice and straight the back is here. And we're going to do our best to keep the back as straight as possible. If at any time you take it too far and your back starts to round, then you need to dial it back until you can maintain that nice open front body. So that's our goal. Bring your toes, your feet onto your toes. So your heels are lifted, still lifting the chest. Good. And then if you want to, you can lift one foot off the floor and then maybe the other one. Think about spreading your toes. Boat pose, right? Boat pose. Good. Now, if you're feeling like you want to challenge yourself a little bit, release your right arm forward, then your left arm forward. See if you can maintain that nice open front body. Good. Breathe, smile. Good. You can stay here, or if you're feeling adventurous and you want to go on a trip, you can hula the hands to the right side. Keep the heart lifted, squeezing the belly. Hula the hands to the left side. Squeeze the belly. Breathe. Yes, yes. Good. And then release, hands back to the knees. Cross your ankles and hug in. Give yourself a little hug. Tuck your chin. Take a nice deep breath here. Good. That can be a lot for hip flexors, that one. So we're not just strengthening our core, also strengthening hip flexors. Let's release, bring the soles of the feet together, coming into butterfly legs. And again, if you feel like you're falling backwards, just sitting on a blanket fold or even a bolster here, right under the tailbone. Just giving you a little lift. Bring your hands behind and start with a little back bend. Fingers on the floor, lift the chest. Press the feet together, widen the knees. Let's take a couple big bright breaths into the front body, reaching your heart up, smiling the front body. This is us welcoming spring. We're ready for spring. Bring it to us. Take one more big, beautiful breath here, lifting your heart, opening your heart. Nice. And then go ahead and walk yourself more perpendicular to the floor. So instead of lifting back, walk yourself a little bit more straight up and down. So you might walk your hands in closer to your hips. Press your fingers down into the mat and think about the crown of the head reaching up. So we're lengthening the spine here. Still pressing feet together, widening the knees. Good. And then just take a moment to align your neck. So bring your chin so that it's parallel to the floor. So it's neither tucked forward or lifted up, it's neutral. And then start to, if you can, if you need to, if you want to, start to lean your heart forward with your head coming along for the ride. So it's not leading, the heart is leading, and the head is staying neutral in line with the rest of the spine. And if you run out of arms, if your arms aren't long enough and they start to not touch the floor or do anything for you there, you can shift them forward. We're going to take 2 honeybee breath here. Feel free to close your eyes. Take a deep inhale. Fill your lungs, teeth apart, long hum with a smile. One more, inhale. Beautiful. Notice how that honeybee just allows you to sink a little bit more. And slowly walk your way back up. Good. We're going to come to laying down on our backs. You can bring the knees together and find the floor with your back. Coming to laying down on your back. Good. I'm going to go ahead and stretch both legs up towards the ceiling. And then hug your right knee into your right shoulder. So squeezing your right knee in, get around the outside of the ribs and then in. Check if your shoulders are scrunching up by your ears. Just release the shoulders down away from the ears. I'm going to do a little core work here. So hugging the right knee, stretch your left leg up and flex your left foot. So pulling the toes down towards your face on the straight leg. Try to spread your toes and try to press up through the left heel. So this left leg gets really strong, really tight. And we're going to squeeze our low belly in towards the spine. So you're drawing your navel in and up towards your spine. Then with relaxed shoulders, slowly start to exhale as you lower your left leg down, keeping it as straight and strong as you can, using your belly muscles to control the lower. And as you inhale, raising the leg back up, squeezing the belly. If the belly's not strong enough, bend your left leg a little bit to make it more gentle. And as you exhale, you just slowly lower it back down. And the slower the better, but you can go at your own pace. Squeeze the belly to inhale the leg back up. Good, nice. One more time. Slow and controlled as you go down and slow and controlled as you come back up. Good. So we're using our core muscles here. If you start, bring the leg back up when you're done and change sides. You can stretch the right leg up, hug the left knee. If you start to feel this straining your back or going into your low back at all, bend the straight leg to take the pressure off. That just means that the belly is not quite strong enough yet, but it will get there. Good, so flex the right foot, squeeze the belly. As you exhale, slowly with control, lower the right leg down. Squeeze the belly as you inhale, raise the right leg back up. Using your core muscles. I'm going to do that 2 more times, nice and slow and controlled. Exhaling down, inhaling up. One of the things that can happen is we want to raise the leg really fast and lower it really slow. See if you can raise it the same speed that you lower it. Good. So finishing the one that you're on, both legs reaching back up towards the sky when you're done. Okay, you can hug both knees in and just gently rock a little side to side, just massaging the back on the floor. Oh, I was going to do some lion breath today. We can do lion breath laying down. Let's stretch the legs up. Never done lion breath laying down. Reach your arms up overhead. Lion breath is that one where we have our claws up, we look up through the top of our head, we stick out our tongue and growl. So let's try 3 of those. So you're looking up towards the top of your head. Take an inhale breath and stick out your tongue and growl. Very good. Do 2 more. 1 more. Good. Inhale, reach arms up. And then exhale, release arms and legs back down. That's like laying lion. Place the soles of your feet flat on the mat. We'll come into bridge pose here. So your ankles under the knees, arms beside your body. On your inhale breath, slowly start to lift your hips and roll the spine up. And exhale as you roll it back down. We'll do this with breath a couple of times. Just keep your head and neck center. Inhale to lift the hips and the small of the back, middle back, and then upper back. So you're massaging each part of your back as you lift. As you exhale, slowly roll it back down, vertebra by vertebra. Give a little bit of a massage to the back as you do that. 1 more time. Inhaling to lift up. Here you can choose to hold and breathe, or you can choose to exhale and come back down. If you're holding bridge pose, you can tuck your shoulders under your back a little. Feel free to interlace your fingers if that's part of your practice. Whatever you feel you need from this pose. Breathing here. Make sure you're pressing down through all 4 corners of your feet. Yeah, we'll hold for 3 more inhales and exhales. 2. 1. On your next exhale, slowly release vertebra by vertebra down to the mat. So much great energy in the spine, prana. Once your hips are on the mat, take your arms out to the sides. Stretching arms out in a T, walk your feet as wide as your mat. And just take some sweet windshield wipers here, exhaling the knees to the left. Inhaling knees center. Exhaling knees to the right. And just continuing to flow from side to side. Release through the hips and the pelvis. Oh. And then when you're ready, coming back to center, stretch your arms and legs out into Shavasana. Maybe cover with a blanket or sweater. And just be cozy here. Let the feet fall open. Keeping the feet a little wider than your hips apart. Sometimes I like my feet wider than the mat width apart, palms facing up. Once you've arrived in your Shavasana, just like taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale a sigh. Release your body into the mat. Release all effort and doing. Moving into a space of allowing and softening. Just allowing this position to do the work for you. Allow your mind to rest on your breath. Soften the corners of your eyes, your temples. Soften your cheekbones, your forehead, your eyebrows, the points between your eyebrows. Soften your lips, your teeth, your tongue. Soften the roof of your mouth, back of your throat, your jaw. Rest and allow your whole body to come back into balance. Just feeling each breath as it flows through you. Just being your full self. Allow yourself to rest here as long as you need. 5, 10, 20 minutes. Allow yourself to arise refreshed when you're done. May all beings be peaceful, happy, and free. Namaste.